All right, and we're back once again to talk about this week's tokusatsu shows and news on occasion. As always, I am Sleepy Witch, joined by.
DJ Azure to 2.5D. Here we talk tuber.
I love that we got Bouquet giving us the intro for Gozuja this week.
Yo.
Especially because then she wasn't part of like the A story. Then she goes, Showa? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah. Especially considering that, it was like the main story.
Yeah,
like,
that was the A
like,
plot.
Yeah.
So she's like, the A plot from last episode? I don't know. Which I loved last week's episode.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Man. I mean, Gozuja continues to just be really fun. I love the vibe that all of them were just like chilling in the restaurant and then you just fucking hear the flute music.
Yo.
Man, I'm gonna be honest. For a bit, I was like, oh my god, is this another... Like, are we getting like another like Power Rangers reference? And then I looked it up, and Gaoranger is one of the ones that we like Power Rangers adapted almost like 1-to-1.
Oh, was it? Really?
Apparently, because
Gaoranger. I only know Time Ranger.
I googled Gaoranger because I was like, okay, are we getting a Wild Force reference, or is this just how Gaoranger was? And from the wiki, Gaoranger does seem to basically be very, like, basically kind of like the same plot. And the big things in this is the Sixth Ranger is basically the same plot. Because I don't think it's like a 100% straight adaptation, because I think stuff with like the princess in Wild Force is original. But it is basically like, hey, we were all chosen by the animal spirits and we need to save them. And reading from the wiki, apparently even the stuff about like the God Zord being reincarnated as a human kid is stuff that we took directly from Gaoranger.
Makes sense.
But the main thing being like, okay, we have Universe Gal Red, who, man, he looks so good. I love the fit.
Like he was so silly this episode. This episode in general was just silly.
Yeah. I mean,
like we start off with like like saying, oh wait, we haven't seen any Universe Rangers like really for a while, so let's just kill off two of them. Let's just defeat two of them immediately.
Yeah. First of all, we get a really good Rikuo scene where we see that he's still practicing off in hiding, which that's one of those things that always makes me like a character more when they're like arrogant and doing whatever, but whenever you're not seeing them, you see that they're actually like practicing their craft and doing what they can. Cute. And these guys basically just being like, you stole our girlfriend.
Yeah.
To be fair, I think it was the second guy who was like, my girlfriend used all of our wedding funds to buy your merch. To be fair, guy, you dodged a bullet, okay?
Yeah.
You dodged a bullet. I think this is actually for the best for you. I hope you guys both do okay.
Yeah. Also, another fire line right before a fight. I was born guilty, I'm afraid.
I was born guilty of being bewitching. Fantastic. I was literally going to mention that if you didn't. Fantastic line, fantastic bit in general.
But yeah, like I mean, obviously we basically got this as an excuse to say, hey kids, did you buy a bunch of Universe rings? Here's a new toy that we're gonna advertise so you could store them.
I do love that we get the like that they're a gift from Ozai. I'm glad Ozai didn't like die.
Yeah,
that's my self-insert guy in the show. I need him alive in the background, okay? Dude, I love him. He was so good. I love that he's just here to be like, I love Sentai. This shit's awesome. But he sent it to them. Everyone's like, yeah. And we get like a cocky, like, well, I got the most rings so far, so I'm winning. But yeah. We got the like sick flute playing. I love that he comes in with like a rust sack, and I was really wondering what was in there because I didn't remember what he had in the rust sack from the preview.
But we find out, and this episode is just absolutely bonkers. Like is this?
I mean,
this is just Inoue writing the episode again.
Yeah, and it really. I mean, here's the thing. So far, I feel like the thing that's been fun about Gozuja is that it is kind of almost doing like comedy writing first sometimes.
Yeah.
And it'll be interesting seeing how they transition if they do more like serious stuff towards like the back half of the show comparatively, because again, it's not like we're getting unserious topics. You know, we had a little girl who was kidnapped at like, you know, what, like 10 years old. We have a dude who basically like him and his brother were separated and had to survive, and now his brother's evil. We have no idea what's happening with Ryuga, actually.
Yeah. Once again, it is week. This is episode 11 of me asking, "Where's my Ryugi episode?"
Ryugi. Here's the thing: we're gonna see how that goes. I still wonder what's going on with him, because one of the things that I still think about is every time I see the opening, we see that scene, and all of them look like really sad, like, you know, like, oh, you know, probably dealing with like their trauma or their shit. Except Ryugi, who just looks like happy. He's like, yay.
Yeah.
So I wonder if we're going to get to the
curious.
Ryugi episode and be like, I mean, I don't talk to my family, but actually other than that, I'm pretty well adjusted. There's nothing to talk about.
Yeah, and like he's just so well adjusted. Like he doesn't even care that he's wearing an apron and just like, you know, serving at the cafe. Oh,
I mean,
time at the cafe, it's like he noticed, oh, this place was called Half Century before.
Yep. I do love that he just kind of did take over the cafe. I think it's funny. I do miss the landlady and the kid. I thought they were going to be more important. They were in the opening.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully we'll see them more, but I mean, yeah, Gao Red. We have, first of all, we have the new guy, the new no one, number one tag no one.
Who is such a sore loser in this episode.
He's good.
He's literally a little kid. Like, I'm changing the rules now.
I'm gonna start with something which is already the like theory crafting. What does he look like to you? Because he kind of looked like a bear to me.
A little bit.
A little bit. And I just thought about this because I saw him and I'm like, oh, that's funny. He's like a polar bear. I heard our Sixth Ranger was supposed to be polar. Huh. And that was just like a whatever thought I had. And then we get to like the middle of the episode where Bouquet's like, well, this guy's special. We made this guy special, so he's different. Which made me think, okay, maybe. And then we got to the end of the episode, which I guess we won't skip to yet. But I'm just like, is this guy? Is this him?
I know, like that's what I'm wondering too. But yeah, like so we basically see that, you know, what was Gal Red's name?
I don't know. I'm really bad with names. To me, he's still just Gal Red.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So Gaia. Yeah.
Oh
so,
yeah, he's Gaia. He's
Gaia.
Earth. Oh,
yeah.
duh.
So yeah, and we basically see that, you know, he actually does have like a sad story. Like it looks like he was separated from his wife or something, and we know like that's like his wish, like, you know, to be reunited with his wife. But
I'm gonna be honest. Yeah. They got me with the red herring at the beginning where he's like, I'm hunting the horned beast, and it's in specifically a scene where they don't have Sumino there, and I'm like, oh god, is he gonna want to fight Sumino? And then it was like, nope, that has nothing to do with this at all. We had Sumino not be here so we can do a bit about embarrassing her in front of rich people.
Yeah, which is really funny because number one, Sumino gets the, you know, number one slay with a new outfit again. But this episode, I'm okay. You know, as a kid, this would have just been a really funny episode. As an adult, and you know, seeing the internet, Hoeru being controlled this episode and being a puppy is to watch as an adult.
Yeah, it's definitely one where I'm with you. Where like I think as a kid with a more innocent mind, I would have been fine watching this episode. But especially here's the thing, the first bits of it were fine. That bit where he like nuzzles him, I'm just like, ooh,
Yeah, like
I do feel a kind of way about this, huh?
Yeah, it's the internet cannot make anything pure anymore. It is.
I do think it's funny that we get the like Gao Red can control different animals with different, like they each have a specific song. I think it's really funny that there's that it's a kalimba for wolves. I have a little kalimba. I should learn the Gozudra's theme because I love that it was also the Gozudra's theme. That's like his specific song.
Yeah, that was great. And like, you know, but yeah, like, you know, like this entire episode was really just chasing after no one, who basically is like, oh, we're gonna play freeze tag, and you know, everyone like, you know, who gets like completely one shot by Hoeru being controlled, and then he says, you know what, no, you know what, we're gonna play high ground, and then that's that's when we see Suno get controlled to just get annoyed and just teleported up to the building and just immediately tag.
Yep. I mean,
But
she
of
just
course,
kicks him
yeah.
off the building like horse kick, and then he gets tagged at the bottom. But it's like, oh well, it's after 5 p.m. So tag. Obviously, it's not over. You have to finish playing tag before the day's over.
Yeah, it's literally just like how a little kid would be. But honestly, it's also really cool though, because you know we actually see that I will always I keep Rico like, you know, is actually like, you know, planning like tag matches. But we see that, you know, this is just a moment for Rico and Hoeru to like, you know, talk about each other, because we see that, you know, Hoeru just doesn't get controlled the next time, which is
Yeah,
really
and
funny. He just
he just
shrugs it
chooses
off.
not to. I think it's fun. I like that this no one's got the extra hands, shooting out the extra hands for tag. That's kind of fun. I thought it was cool for like his design and for his vibe. But yeah, I love that he's like, no. And here's the thing, he sort of gets controlled, and he's like, I'm gonna do this my way, and if you're having me run away, fuck you, dimensional jump.
Yeah, exactly. And he says, "Now I'm in it." It's like, no, that's not how the rules play. That's not how the rules goes. Like, no, that's how my rules
Yeah,
go.
to be fair, that is kind of how you deal with those kinds of people, where it's like, well, I'm gonna change the rules, fine, and I'm gonna change the rules too. Fuck you.
Exactly. Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
I adore the fight choreography in this. We get, I think the funnest thing about Gaoranger is just the getting 3 fights in one.
Yeah, exactly.
We have the mech fight between Bouquet and Sumino, because Bouquet is trying to save Tag No One for some reason, question mark. We have the Rikuo and Keen versus Gao Red,
yeah.
which we get like the double eagle team up.
Yeah, and it's really funny too, because they keep switching animals, so Gaia has to keep switching instruments, and he can't keep up.
Yep, and then he gets gorilla punched.
Yeah, and I found out, like, you know, like apparently there was an exact scene like that in Azure, apparently.
Yeah, I think that's supposed to be like a pretty direct reference from. I saw people posting about it, where it's like we get to see the monkey power prevail yet again.
Yeah, the monkey power in the same warehouse with the same choreography, just like horizontally flipped.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. I do love how we're getting these references like this. It's really fun, like being online and seeing people be like, actually, this was like from this show. And I'm like, oh, it's really cool that we're getting stuff kind of for everyone.
Yeah,
and then
yeah, like it's also cool though, because Ryugi gets to, like, you know, just show off, like, you know, gets to show off this episode a little bit too. Like, even though we still haven't gotten a focus episode, like he gets to show off during fights, which is nice.
Yep. And especially I love the Tag No One versus Ryugi and Hoeru. We get the high ground move again. Ryugi smashes it. But I think my favorite thing is he gets comboed, but he doesn't even explode from the combo. He just goes to like the tag, you're it, and then walks away.
Yeah.
That was so sick. And then the explosion. But then obviously the big reveal, Tag No One was actually a different No One underneath. His exterior is revealed to be the one-horned beast. And for anyone who's watched Gaoranger or Wild Force, it looks just like, I think his name in Wild Force was like Zenraku or something like that. Zenjaku.
I didn't watch it, so yeah.
But basically, the basically TLDR in Wild Force, and from what I've looked up in Gaoranger, like the original, because the whole thing is in Wild Force, the team is like the current team of Rangers, but they're fighting the villains after like their second coming. So there used to be a set of warriors like in the past that were also the Rangers, like in the past, right? So like thousands of years ago. And he was one of those warriors who basically sacrificed himself and got turned into one of the monsters. And so that's how basically when he shows up, they end up beating him and they end up freeing him from the curse, making him back into a human, and that's how he becomes the Silver Ranger. And it seems like that's basically the whole bit. And at least, because I can only really talk, it seems like it's a similar thing in Gaoranger. I can only really talk about Wild Force because that's the one I've watched. But the whole thing is, one, he always had his little fucking harmonica to play. you know, he was like the lone wolf because he was the wolf from that season, you know. And the big thing is that, you know, he had a romance with the princess who was like their animal magic power mentor. Because he was supposed to be her knight from back in the day. And so it looks like that's basically the reference we're getting here, is that this guy was this lady's knight, but it looks like in this case she's the one who's been turned into the monster.
Yeah, like it's either he she turned it into the monster, or the monster killed her, and like, you know, that, like, I mean,
regardless,
either way,
it's not good. I thought from like the animation it looked like she was the human that was used to make the no one kind of thing. And again, we get from the preview, this is number one hatred no one.
Yeah.
And so I saw, so maybe he's like too powerful because he's like a primal emotion kind of thing, and that's why he had to be sealed and tagged no one. Maybe there's other reasons. But, you know, she might be sealed. She might be dead. We don't know. The big thing is obviously this guy's going to be a big challenge that they're going to have to deal with.
Kuon's back.
Kuon's back doing whatever he's going to be doing next episode. And one of the big things is, like, this is going to be the first time where we're seeing one of the no ones who isn't a general grow big. Because we see him big to fight the Tegasword. I think we've only seen Sweet Cake and Knife do that so far.
Yeah.
Everyone else has been using mechs.
And I think the last shot is like, wait, is Rikuo using both two weapons?
I think so, but I don't have it pulled up yet.
Yeah. But yeah. We're gonna see what happens next week, because that's gonna be that seems to be pretty intense. Gaia has a pretty messed up story, it looks like, so far.
Yep. But yeah, Gozuger, very fun. Small break. We do have confirmation for Gav summer movie.
Yes.
It looks like it's gonna be like a Gav Gozuger thing, but I don't think we've gotten like a specifics for what.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say, yeah, like everyone was just like, oh my god, it's gonna be a crossover, but I think, like, you know, we're all used to just it being a double feature, like, you know,
it seems like it's a double feature. It doesn't seem like we've gotten much info on like what the actual details for the Gozuger movie are gonna be. But it looks like we've got some theories on Gav.
Oh man! So one of the big things that people were noticing is that if you're used to Shouma, like, you know, transforming, his eye always glows purple, but it didn't this time. And
Not only that, but there's some like purple agents, which, you know, all the agents have been like color coded to the family members, and so basically everyone is like, oh my god, Shouma got split in his human half and his Granute half.
Which would be really sick. I want to see this now.
I want to see his Granute design so bad. I wonder how much it's going to look like a gummy form Gav or not. But honestly, great concept for a movie. I do love seeing that he doesn't get to that he doesn't transform with the glowing eyes, because that's like his Granute power or whatever showing through.
Oh wait, do you remember seeing a date on when it's happening?
I think it was July.
July what?
Like 25th. Are you gonna be there?
It's because I'm gonna be in Japan. Like the last weekend of July, all the way like the last week of July, pretty much. So I might be able to watch it in theaters. Maybe I need to figure this out.
Here's the thing: the 27th is the Sunday of that last week.
Yeah.
So if it comes out to 25, 25 is just the first day. I
might be able to see it. I'm gonna be happy if I get to.
Oh my god, dude! I'm gonna be so jealous. I'm gonna need you to bring me some stuff back. Oh my god! Speaking of that, dude, if next time you go, I might need to be like, hey, can you pick up some stuff for me? Because it looks like trying to ship stuff over here is gonna be impossible now.
Yeah.
For the time being.
Also, you know what I'm also jealous about? I mean, and also I think Toku Collectibles is actually pretty cool with this. I mean, we're not sponsored. I'm just like really excited for this.
The
But
Collectibles is a really cool site, honestly.
yeah. Was it Tetsuya Iwanaga or Shindan Kuroto from X-Aid is gonna be at Anime NYC, and I'm really jealous that I can't go.
Oh yeah, I saw that we're gonna get because he's yeah from X-Aid. I
Yeah.
just haven't seen X-Aid yet, so I don't have the context for him. I just know
Oh,
people love
you-
him as a villain, right?
Okay, so here's the funny thing about X-Aid. It's basically about doctors, obviously.
Right.
The funny thing is that he's basically the evil CEO of a game corporation, and yet in real life he's the only one that actually does have like doctor credentials.
I mean, that's pretty fun.
Yeah, it's pretty great. He has that. But like he like what was it, like episode 27 or 28 or something like that? He basically just decides to go unhinged, and it basically frames everything that he does in the show, and everyone loves him for like his super unhinged act in that show. It's great. Like just absolutely yelling. Yeah, there's like a V cinema where he's basically buck ass naked except for his belt.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, no, it's pretty funny. Yeah, there's a lot of great stuff when it comes to Dan Kuroto or Shin Dan Kuroto or God Shin Dan Kuroto. Yeah, there's a lot of jokes about this in the show.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but yeah, like so him being there, like his entire like his announcement tweet for it was also just hilarious about it. Let me see if I could find the one that my friend posted. Oh, that's right. Tetsuya Iwanaga basically posted on his Twitter, his actual Twitter, saying, "I, Dan Kuroto, have decided to bless New York City with my divine presence. Fans, worshippers, and worthy humans, prepare yourselves. Let the bugsters multiply." He posted that in English.
That's
on-
good. I
on his
like
Twitter.
that.
Yeah, he definitely loves being that character. Like he's shown up in like he's also in Outsiders.
Yeah. I've heard.
He's just
I should watch
absolutely
Outsiders at
insane.
some point.
Yeah, like he's just absolutely insane. Like I love him. Everyone loves him. So yeah, that like there you go. There's your tiny dose of Toku news for the week.
Yep.
Before we get back to Gav.
But honestly, Gav
man.
continues to be kind of great.
Yeah. Oh man.
I mean, where to start? I love that the title is like "Win with One Punch," and I was like, "Wow, way to tell me how that's gonna go down."
Yeah. Oh, also, once again, we cannot trust episode previews anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's just skip to what we were most concerned about last week during the preview. Dente on the floor and Sajika finding him.
I mean, hey, it did happen. He was on the floor and Sachika found him. Now, he was on the floor because he had ripped out his teeth to make Gochi Pod.
Yes.
But, okay. It still happened. But yeah, I get what you mean. It definitely wasn't as because they definitely cut in with the like Dente. Like I was like, oh no, is he dead?
Exactly, and it's like yeah, we all thought that Nell killed him. We all thought that happened, like
or that something had happened or whatever. Yep.
Yeah.
But no, good episode. First of all, so we finally get the centipede Granute, the Maggin, the big like sales tycoon or whatever. He gets operated on by Nielv, and he's like, "Is this my Gav?" And I was like, "Oh, they're hiding it. I wonder why they're hiding it."
Mm-hmm. I mean, we already knew that. It's another purple Gav. So
yeah. But it's still pretty insane to actually see it because it's like, oh god, now he's reproducing them on other people.
Yeah. Oh man, but like the way this dude acts, he is just hamming it up. Like, oh my god.
He's really good at it. I overall enjoyed his performance because he's just the like, you guys are below me, I must take out the trash kind of vibe. Like, boop. And also, so far, he's first of all beat the shit out of Honto. Second of all, first guy to like really hand Lakia an L.
Yeah. Like, I mean, like, sure, it sucks that Lakia got an L, but hey, Lakia got an L.
Here's the thing. First of all, I love Lakia. I love that we found him down by the river, teaching the puddings how to find the good, delicious rocks. I saw someone being like, he's teaching his son and daughter how to get him food so that he could just lay there and suke his fucking fig while they're out working for.
Yeah.
But oh man, here's the thing. So far the fights have been really fun. Continuing the trend with this, I love how involved Sachika is. I'm still really sad that she doesn't have a suit yet, and I'm really sad that like as it gets closer, it's like, man, Sachika gets a suit with like 2 episodes to go. That's not gonna be very fun. One of the things that like scares.
I'm like just scanning through the episode right now. So Lakia does get an L, but I don't think he gets an L officially that Toku stats would count because he didn't get knocked out of his form, right?
I thought he did.
Maybe I missed it. He did.
Yeah, at the very least, at the second fight, the one where Shouma shows up, he definitely got knocked out of his fight.
Okay, yeah.
Out of his suit, but I was thinking about it because when he, I'll talk about that later. But yeah, no, man, I'm hoping that we get something with Sachika. One of the things that will always be a sour spot would be if we later find out that like Sachika was supposed to be get a suit and they like changed it because they didn't want to do it for like some other reason, and that's why she's in the opening like that, but then not later on. If we found out that it was something that gets changed, I'm gonna be so upset.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, watch, it's gonna be something like Lakia was just so well received that like they unfortunately had to bump Sachika.
Oh my god, I love you, Lakia, but I hate that so much.
Yeah.
But anyway, I love her. She's so smart. She's so good. She goes immediately to fight Dente because she needs to get help for Hanto, and that's when we see the aforementioned scene of Dente on the ground.
Yeah. And yeah, and like we basically see the Gochi we get what is it, the flashback to the Gochi pod, like saying Niel's like saying that's just made with human materials, it can't be that good. And then Dente finally explains that no, I pulled out my teeth, don't tell Shouma this, but I pulled out my teeth. So
and he's like, I want to be his strength. And it's cute. I do like that he's trying to have his little like redemption arc. He realizes he did something terrible and he's making up for it in his own ways. Also there's like the symbology of like he's tearing off his teeth that could eat humans or bad for, because we've kind of establishing that like their bottom mouth's kind of like their like quote unquote evil mouth or whatever, because all he needs is his regular mouth to eat snacks and food with his nephew. But also I love the Gochi pod. I love that it looked so empty and it literally took 100 of those little guys going in there.
Yeah. But I mean, like, the other thing too, though, is like, I didn't realize this, like, even looking at the the magazine previews that, like, we just knew it was supposed to be like, a candy bag, but we didn't expect that, this is going to be how the, essentially the downside of the Gochi pod was going to be, was that, it needs 100 of these Gochizo to be in there. But it was so cute though, like the way they pulled it off. It's like this is stronger than 100 Gochizo, and like, huh? And then we realize, once all the Gochis are like, no, you know what? We're gonna jump in there and help them out, and
because it is a Gochi pod. I mean, it's a pod for them. I also, man, I love him fighting this new bitter Gav with the fucking. You look like he gets stabbed, but he actually bit down on the sword with his own Gav.
Yeah.
Such a cool scene.
Yeah, he did an untransformed fight against this dude that just took out Hanto and Lakia, and I think he's just fighting back. It's
and
great.
Then we get the Overgav transformation. Honestly, like the suit, I'm a big fan of Big Fist, so found it pretty cool. I think my favorite bit is that whenever we get the Overgav, we keep cutting back to Lakia to like give his reaction, and all I can think about is like Lakia's finally found that Shouma can out aura farm him.
I did not see that, but yeah,
because we just cut back to Lakia like twice or something in the short span of time when we get the preview. Also, I'm not gonna lie, that was like an aura farm fight He did not. He just slowly walked at him and then one shot him.
Yeah,
Honestly.
too, because and like almost as a kind of like callback to the first episode when we first saw Pop and Gummy, like we basically see the little gummy effect on the armor.
Yep.
It does, but it doesn't burst
Nope.
like we've seen,
because it's 100. It's 100 times stronger, so it bounces back all of the centipede attacks. And I love at the beginning. I love that Neil just showed up to like be an asshole during this fight, and when he's winning, he's like he does a little like jump, like yep. But then basically like Shouma does his like one-shot kill, and Neil's like, well, fuck.
Yeah.
Well, fuck. We also got interesting little like C plot where like Longo's like, hey Neil, are you actually betraying me now? And Neil's kind of like, we'll see.
It's like I want to see which side's gonna be there. So yeah,
I'm gonna be honest. I mean, I think Neil is definitely. I mean, he same with Suga, where it's like they're just gonna be with whatever side is in control.
Yeah.
I don't think they got like allegiances like that, other than like to whatever like lets them do whatever they want.
Yeah, pretty much like, okay, you know what, I'm on the side that that has the more fun weapons to play with.
Yep, and he's specifically working on the Bake Magnum to power up Longo, so we'll see how that goes.
Yep, and like this one punch that we saw, it literally was a one punch man punch. Like,
oh yeah, it destroyed everything. Like the forest is gone. Also, I'm gonna be honest. This is a whole thing that I only it really clicked with me this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Because when they were talking about like the human disguises and the things or whatever at the beginning, and they were showing things, like they had a picture and stuff already, and I'm like, are the human disguises stuff they make with the humans they use for dark treats?
Maybe. I mean, like I remember a couple of weeks ago when I was like noting that like when they showed off the toys for the human disguises, that they did look like stitched. They look like stitched up humans.
Right. And so I'm wondering if it's like they're literally using like human identities that they have like caught, when they were doing dark treats for the disguises. And I'm also wondering if they're like, because they've mentioned that, because we see the stomachs mostly in human form most of the time, right? And now that we've got the president, he comments on that, like, you're always taking that appearance, huh? So I'm wondering if there's something to their specific appearances. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm just thinking about that a little bit more.
And like we said, and like we saw with Jeeb, it like the transformations are tied to that trinket. So
so it's not like those are like themselves, where like where Shouma is Shouma, but like Lakia could technically turn into another human. Like that's not his form. So I'm wondering if they're gonna do something with that,
Yep. And then it looks like we have a cute episode next. I don't think we saw Overgab, did we?
I'm not sure, but they're looking to get 100 Gochizos so that he could use it again, because they're like, wait, I can't use Overgab. Man, you know what I realized? For the people keeping track of how many Gochizos die each episode, this is going to be a nightmare.
Oh man,
100 guys just died for you.
But we see that, and honestly, I'm not sure what to feel with this next episode, because like it does say a 100 Gochizo grand plan, but at the same time we see a lot of cute scenes. Like we see that everyone's gonna be cooking for him and make snacks for him. It's gonna be adorable, but
it's gonna be adorable. Where it's like, is this gonna be adorable leading us into something terrible?
I know, right? It's like
but I mean, hey, well, we will see that next week. Yeah, I feel one of the only things I can think about is like, it feels like he should have more than 100 Gochizos. Dude is snacking like constantly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like at this point, Shouma's making like 10 to 15 Gochizos a day, and it's been a while. We had like a 2-month time skip. There should be thousands of Gochizos running around.
True.
But that's one of those inconsistencies where like, I know I'm being nitpicky. I don't really care that much.
I mean, but at the same time, that's only when he's eating like snacks. like we haven't seen like the food diary in a while, although it was like really cute. Like, and we also saw that it doesn't happen when he eats regular food, and obviously Sachika is not just going to be only feeding him snacks.
Yep.
So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with it. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be
Yep.
fun, and also like as people were saying, like this is episode 33, and we have what most likely will be the final form. And in Reiwa, what was it? Episode 38 was when we saw all the final forms. So this is early. So
Yep.
we'll
But
see.
I
We'll,
think
we'll
I think
see.
it's gonna be early because we still got a little bit. I think by 38 is when we'll see the other half.
Oh yeah, Master Gav. Yeah.
Yep. Because I
Oh,
if it's because the master gap's back to the purple, and it just I don't know. The master kind of feels like him taking over the family kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like the young master of this family.
True.
Is kind of the vibe I've gotten just from the name. But we'll see.
Yep.
This is also going back to because people were talking about that like maybe only like the goats or the rams can inherit the stomach family, and that's why Lango's in charge, even though his other siblings are like other animals. But he's like a ram like his father, and people are like, "Oh, Shouma looks like he's got kind of like ram horns when he's sorbet." And so I'm like, "What does your granite form look like? What animal are you?"
Yep. Okay.
I need to know. But with that, we'll leave you guys for next week. Thanks as always for listening, and we will see you later.
Yep. Later.
This program is brought to you by
Our unending love of tokusatsu.
If you enjoyed the show, please be sure to like and subscribe.
And hit the bell for notifications. And if you would like to support us further, consider becoming a patron at our Patreon, Half Hour Henshin.
You can get some exclusive benefits, such as your name in the credits and joining our sticker club. Or, if you want to help with a one-time donation,
you can also find us at Ko-fi at Half Hour Henshin. You can email us with any questions or theories at halfhourhenshin@gmail.com or on Twitter at halfhourhenshin.